Good afternoon. Welcome, everyone. My name is Carl Harris. I'm the sales manager for Mindfull, and I'm joined today by Dan Rebella, the global planning analytics solution leader for IBM. Dan, how do customers get on this journey with integrated business planning? What's the first steps for them moving forwards?
Yeah. Well, first of all, is to understand where is the current pain point in the organization. Is it within finance? Is it within sales? Is it within HR? Right? That's number one, because we don't want to do a big bang approach. We're going to journey here. This is a roadmap. And then number two is understand the skill set and the culture of that organization. Are they of the mindset that, look, I want a prepackaged application, get it here up and running, right? And we have a deadline and we don't have resources to go custom build, give us that packaged application. To the other type of customer that says, look, our culture is to go build, right? We want a platform that we can actually go and customize ourselves or work with a business partner that can provide those kinds of services. So with IBM Planning Analytics, one of the value propositions, again, is scalability and the ability to be in a packaged application that a business partner like Mindfull can bring to the table, all the way back to the customization side or somewhere in between.
Great. I'm keen to get your view as the global leader for these solutions as to what the future is with those, with AI, machine learning, natural language screening, what that future looks like. And is that something that's 10 years away, or are you seeing that as something that the organizations need to be thinking about today?
Yeah, for some organizations on this maturity curve of analytics and performance management, it's right now. It's the next evolution for them to be the disruptor and create competitive advantages in their organization. For other organizations, it's just getting out of affectionately what we call spreadsheet hell. In fact, most knowledge workers, the favorite analytic tool, right, is Excel.
Yeah.
So what's fantastic, and we believe it's a differentiator with our planning analytics system, is that Excel is one of the natural front ends, right? So we leave the end user in a very common, comfortable interface. And so that in and of itself creates user adoption. And so then once that common user adoption is accepted, and we establish the first phases of a plan and reporting and analysis, the next phase is to do what if, right? Scenario analysis. What if certain conditions changed? Now the question is, what are those conditions? And we as humans, we can think in 3 or 4 dimensions at any one point in time, but we now have the ability to let the technology automatically, instantly calculate hundreds of different scenarios within seconds.
So Dan, what I think I'm hearing here is that the technologies like AI and machine learning are really augmenting the human decision making as opposed to replacing humans in the workforce, right? It's still the experience and wisdom
exactly right.
of the demand planner or the workforce planning expert that's really.
We don't replace it, we're enhancing it,
Yeah.
right? And so that individual can be more productive, right? And be more efficient and come up with insights that with their responsibility, as I mentioned earlier, they never thought of before. They couldn't think of before because they didn't have that access to dimensionality and all the data available to them that the machine can calculate and generate.
Yeah, on the AI and machine learning journey, it's interesting. We've seen some similar experiences in terms of augmenting the human process, because we did an example with a retail customer here in New Zealand where we got their demand planners to actually do their usual forecast process in their traditional manual way through spreadsheets. We then duplicated that through planning analytics using some of the inbuilt statistical forecast models, and then we had one of our data science team kind of take it to the next level and do some best fit modeling on it. And what was really interesting is we were able to, when we mapped that back against the real against the actuals, we were able to move the needle 10 points in terms of accuracy, which is pretty significant. But what was really interesting is the customer didn't adopt that. And the reason that wasn't adopted was the loss of power of the individuals doing the forecasting. They felt that they needed to keep control of that because it was their baby. So we have to, there's a lot of ethical questions around AI and how we release this into organizations and bring people on that journey without alienating them. So,
right.
Really good example of that augmented human capability as opposed to trying to replace.
Right. I mean, and to that point, if you can prove the economics, right, you would think that that's a slam dunk case. We should move forward.
Yeah.
But so often it's the people side of that transformation, right, that we really have to address and pay attention to, right? And I go back to the conversation that we had with the customer yesterday was that what's the compensation, right, to motivate that change of behavior, right? And so getting engaged with HR, right, in the different lines of businesses and doing focus groups, even with the actual core employees, what motivates you, right, to be part of this organization, right? And once you understand that, tweak the compensation plans, right? And it's amazing how behavior changes, right? As to take this program that you proved, right, can create this kind of economic benefit to the organization. Now it's actually pilot that and bring it to life within it. Another similar example, we worked with a beer company in the United States where they said, prove it. How accurate is your artificial intelligence and your predictive forecasting? Right. And so what we did is we went back 18 months, had access to all the information from 18 months ago at that point in time. And then we forecasted out, right, with our technology to what would be the actual values, within certain key indicators. And within 99.9%, in a couple of cases 100%, we were, with the information we had 18 months ago and we forecasted out, we are exactly accurate, right? So to prove to the organization that we can in fact predict the future, having access to data.
Well, thanks, Dan. I love your passion for planning analytics. It comes through, and I appreciate all your global perspectives on what's happening around the integrated business planning story. And thanks for sharing some examples with us today.
Yep, thanks for the time.
Thanks.